Cold front now starting to sneak into western parts of the viewing area. Remember I told you when these 9 shots, they all look the same, that this is going to start changing at 5 o'clock, changing even more so by 6 o'clock. Live cameras off to our west, closer toward the Buffalo area. This has now already passed through there. Buffalo Airport recording a 61-mile-an-hour wind gust with this thing, and you can see the snowflakes already flying. Batavia, we're kind of still in the waiting game for you, but it's gotten quite windy there across parts of Genesee County and in and around Rochester. We've gotten 20, maybe 25 minutes or so. That would be it before this thing ends up coming on by. And that's what you're looking at. Sharp cutoff here of the onset between heavy rain and then the transition over to heavy snow. This is what we effectively call the snow squall out of this. And the burst of rain, by the way, will not last very long. That is how sharp and dramatic that temperature drop is going to be. We're going to end up dropping 15, 20 degrees in the blink of an eye here. That will turn things all over to snow with multiple little bands of locally heavier snow in there in that roughly 1 hour burst. Now this is the radar you and I often see. This is what we often show. We call this reflectivity. We're going to switch this over. I want to show you velocity, and this is basically how fast things are moving within the raindrops and snowflakes there. We do this a lot when we cover severe weather, and this isn't necessarily that different from it, and there's a lot of help that we can get from this. What has my eye is this right here, and you note the gradient in color change. This is basically the wind shift, the leading edge of that boundary, and where we're going to start getting some strong wind gusts, perhaps even a few damaging wind gusts out of this. And we've got that leading edge now getting into Parma. This is now dropping through Sweden, so we're crossing south over 104. We can take this farther south still, and we're starting to get closer toward the thruway here. There's Riga, there's the Byron area, Oakfield off to the west, and you could still see that sharp wind shift all the way through Batavia, working through the thruway right now as we speak. Now another part we want to note with this, you can see the streaks, those little lines here. That's usually a sign that we get when we have really strong winds aloft. The radar is able to pick up on that. So not only could we be looking at gusts of 50 miles an hour along that leading edge that we just tracked, but maybe for another hour or two as you get into those streaks where that higher wind gust aloft ends up making it all the way to the surface, all the way to the ground. Leading edge as it continues to race off to the east. Let's get this into places like Ogden by 5:43. We'll put it over the Rochester Metro closer to 6 o'clock. Irondequoit a little bit later than that. Penfield a few minutes after 6. But make no mistake, no matter where you are on this map, you're going to have to get through this. It's just a matter of when. Takes longer if you're farther off to the east. Skies go partly cloudy overnight tonight. Couple of snow flurries, no big deal. Much quieter day tomorrow. We'll end the day with some sunshine. High temperatures getting a little bit above freezing. Thinking middle and upper 30s. Rain returns on Friday, but so too does the warmer air. We'll try to take a run at 50 degrees on Friday, even with some of those raindrops around. With a bigger cold front, you're looking at it right about in there, set to come by Saturday morning. And that one too will have some stronger wind gusts with it, which again could end up being close to 50 miles an hour as that front swings on by. Drier weather to end the weekend. Between the 2 weekend days, Sunday looks like the winner.